Hey guys, happy Easter. It is tea with TarlaMakayev.com. I just felt compelled to do this video on holiday grief because even though it's not Thanksgiving or Christmas, it's still a major holiday for a lot of people. And, you know, grief can come up when you've lost somebody, especially during all the major holidays. This one is particularly difficult for me because this is around the time of year that I lost my mom. And so it's almost more difficult for me, hey Jane, than Thanksgiving or Christmas, because this is the time my mom died. So first of all, a lot of people are suffering today. We unfortunately woke up to news about Sri Lanka, about 200 people being killed in churches and luxury hotels in the restaurant areas that they think, it sounds like. So, hey Sherry, so there's gonna be a lot of people today, new people, unfortunately, with memories of loss. Now, I couldn't find any stats online, but I really feel like it's probably harder when you've lost somebody near a holiday than just in general. It's always extremely hard, of course. Thank you for the love, guys. But it's especially hard, I think, during a holiday because it's already going to be difficult. Holiday already symbolizes time spent with friends and family, particularly family. It represents memories. And on top of it, then there's a death associated with that near that time frame. It's extra, I think, difficult. So for me, I have a wonderful friend who invites me. I'll be honest, I used to have more than one friend who would invite me, but people don't understand. So it's been 5 years since I lost my mom, and these are people who haven't lost anybody, and then they stop inviting you after a few years. I guess they get tired of it, but people don't realize sometimes you just can't be around others. So I've been going now for, since I think it was just started last year, maybe the year before. I've gone for Thanksgiving or Christmas to friends' house, but Easter is the most difficult because this is, again, the time of the year where I actually lost my mom. So I just want to encourage you, I have a little note here, sorry. If you've lost somebody and the holidays are hard for you, do what feels right to you. So my wonderful friend who again invited me, I was planning on going, and then I realized yesterday I was crying a lot. I felt sad, I felt angry, and angry at the loss of my mom. Like angry, like why don't I have a mom like so many other people? I know a lot of people lost their mom, but like I lost her pretty early in life and I don't have a dad. So it's like, why me, right? So my friend understands, and I just, I just have to tell them, like, I can't go. Because the thing is, for me, I don't want to go to someone's house and ruin their holiday. I don't want to go there, start crying, and they're always nice and say, oh, no, it's okay. But, like, I'm not there to, like, impart my grief or sadness upon other people and their families celebrating, number one. And number two, like, when you want to cry, you just want to be in private. A lot of people, and that's me, like, I don't want an audience. And I've even tried going to church. I can't even go to church. It's still that painful because my mom was very Catholic. And whenever I have gone to church, his friend tried and helped me to go to church. And then I started bawling. And it's just, I don't want to be around people when I'm bawling. So I made a decision today to stay home. Actually need to still text my friend. Whoops, I'm making this video before texting her. For holiday grief, basically, I suggest that you do whatever you feel like doing. Don't let people guilt you or convince you or persuade you into going to their house and telling you, oh, you'll feel better being around other people. They don't know how you're going to feel. Sometimes it's true, but sometimes it's not. So be kind to yourself. You can actually, some recommendations that I've read, or even just to pretend that holiday doesn't exist and don't even celebrate it. Just act like it's any other day. But for me, it's hard to do because it's clearly a holiday. Everybody is making a big deal about it in the stores and everywhere, in grocery stores too, even when you're buying food. So I suggest that you do something active outside, that you get out, you take a nice long walk around somewhere in nature, a lake, a beach, a field, somewhere beautiful, and just spend time. Because the thing that I think is super important for depression, I just started on a routine, which I'm going to share another day, is regular exercise. I feel like you have all these bottled up emotions, and you need to get them out. And the only way to get them out is really by like working them out and exercising them out, right? Because everyone talks about mindset and all this stuff. And while I believe in mindset, these are like deep feelings that are trauma related, right? So I go to a specialized therapy called EMDR. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can check it out there, tarlamakayev.net, under my mental and physical health playlist. I have a bunch of videos on EMDR. But I think exercise is pivotal. And I think today that's a day to spend exercising. If you feel angry, if you feel sad, walk until you're not going to no longer feel the feelings, but until a lot of that yuckiness feels gone. Just for today. It's not going to go away permanently, right? But walk for 2 hours if you need to. I'm going to walk for a good hour. I'd walk longer, but I'm going to have my dogs with me so they can't walk for 3 hours, obviously. And I want to share a story. This might be a little grim. It's not related to holiday grief specifically, but it actually is a very compelling story. It's somebody I knew. She'd been raped by 2 guy friends that she knew. She was, yeah, it was just a terrible story. And she was very out of it, so she didn't realize until after the fact and all this stuff, just horrible. And I'll never forget what she told me about how she got over it. I don't know if you ever fully get over it, because thankfully I've never been in that situation, but she told me she would go on our boardwalk on the beach on the Strand, hey Sonia, and she would rollerblade until she was angry no longer. Every day she'd rollerblade for as long as she could, whatever fit in her schedule. I think it was like an hour or hours. She told me she did this for, I don't remember how long, months or probably a year or more, because she was so angry. She was angry that she'd been raped. And that's how she was able to work through. Thank you, Jane. You're so sweet. That's how she was able to work through those emotions. She just got all that pent up energy, like that anger, out of her. Eventually, it apparently worked, and she seemed very unfazed by the whole thing. Now, I don't know, subconsciously, maybe she was still really fazed and didn't show it, but she said she felt so much better. So I was thinking about that the other day. So I'm like, I feel like I personally have to. I'm not a runner. But I walk fast and I have dogs, so I need to exercise them. And I feel like that is the best way for maybe me to not get over, you never get over the death, but you know what I mean? Get in a better place by just doing a lot of exercise. Like, I feel like sometimes a pent up horse with you could throw me in the stable or on a ranch and I'd run for miles. Like, I feel like yesterday I was still mad, believe it or not. I walked for an hour with my dogs briskly in the fresh ocean air, by the beach with the waves rolling. And I was pissed afterwards. And I knew it had to do with my mom. I mean, it was obvious because it was a holiday, but it's not enough. So I guess you have to find today, just spend some time in nature, whatever that is, if you're grieving. I'd say stay away from the news. Obviously, there's terrible news today, and news can just be debilitating anyway and just very negative. I'd say pick your favorite movie that maybe you haven't watched in a long time, that maybe is like a comedy or just a movie that is like your favorite all-time movie. Watch that movie. For me, that movie is Something's Gotta Give. I love that movie. Or It's Complicated. They're like old-timer movies, but I'm an old soul, so I love those movies. They're both by a director named Nancy Gray. I recommend those movies if you haven't seen them. They're just very intelligent and very cute and well done, and you laugh, and just they're great. And then, make yourself a nice meal, whatever that means to you. It doesn't have to be an Easter associated meal. It could just be your favorite meal. Like, if you love pasta, make your most comforting meal, or a piece of steak or whatever. And just do that. Do whatever you need to do for you. Don't worry about going to people's houses or this or that or what's expected of you, because people can't understand unless they've actually lost somebody. They don't understand. And even if they have, they don't understand your particular pain. So it's really just to be kind to yourself. Take a bubble bath if you need to. Just do anything that you think might soothe you. But the most important thing, I believe, is to get out and move. Because I will tell you, yesterday, I went on this beautiful 1-hour walk with my dogs. I came home and I felt depressed. I felt extremely depressed. And I went to lay down on the couch, which I have not been doing. I've been very good. I went to lay down on the couch, and then I just fell asleep for 2 or 3 hours. And then, when you're sleeping and you're depressed, and it's that kind of you feel comforted by sleep because it's an escape, but then you're kind of waking up. And then I felt like a total loser because I'm I just wasted 3 hours sleeping on the couch. And it wasn't even from being really tired. I think it was just from depression. So then I'm I had to get this ham because I'll do my next video right after this. I'm going to talk about cooking. So it's going to be a much better, more fun topic. But I had to get some items from the store because I knew today was going to be just ridiculous. And there's one that was a reserved item. So I physically had to go. So I'm I'm just going to go, And so I got up and I went, and of course I felt better. You always feel better when you move, when you're depressed, especially on a holiday. And I know it's maybe hard to see people in stores. So go wherever makes you feel good. These are just basic tips. I mean, you can't escape grief. You can't, there's nothing that you can do. Like, there's reminders all around you. That's why I just say, like, stay away from like TV in general and just get a movie, because they're going to see commercials. Like, I know people DVR through stuff if you've taped it, but if you just turn the TV on, you see all these mother and daughter commercials, or whatever your loss is. You know, for me, that's what it is. And then it gets you more depressed. Or sometimes if you go in a mall, I mean, it could get you more depressed because you see families together, whatever. Malls are probably closed today, right? I don't even know schedules. But I'm just saying, like, I think it's just better to go. You're going to see people, obviously, but just go somewhere in nature. Nature's always soothing. Again, just watch your favorite movie, eat your favorite meal, you know, just spend time with if you have pets, your pets. And don't worry about other people. They're going to have to just get over it if you can't spend the day with them today. And they don't understand if they haven't lost anybody. And anyway, so like I said, I lost an invite from a friend who used to invite me all the time because I wasn't going for a long time. I just couldn't, like, I didn't want to ruin other people's holidays. And you know when it's right to go. Today's not right for me to go because I've been on the verge. I was crying yesterday, and I've been even on the verge of crying. I think I cried this morning in the middle of the night. I got up just like out of nowhere, just crying because I lost my mom around this time. So anyway, I wish you guys a blessed day. Let's pray for everybody in Sri Lanka. I just want to cry when I think about that. This is, I mean, just there's so much just evil in the world and just cruel people, on top of like having to lose people by natural death. Then there's also people that, you know, do these horrible terror-based acts. So I'm praying for them. And anyway, I'm wishing you guys a happy Easter. And I know this is not a fun topic, but there are a lot of people where Easter's not fun for them. And I have to address that because I know about that. So I can't let it go by as though, you know, it's happy for everyone. It's not. And I'm reading part of Jane's comment, but yeah, create your own celebration of life. Yeah, some people like to put like an extra plate for that person. I personally don't believe in that philosophy. I believe that that emphasizes like that person's no longer there. There's an empty space. I don't like that, but like you have to choose what's right for you. If you Google it, there are tons of tips online. I'm just sharing from my personal experience. This is what is helpful to me. It's really all about getting up and moving. If the only thing you can get up and do is take a shower, then at least do that. But you got to get your butt out of bed, because the problem is when you start laying down and sleeping, it just magnifies the depression. Whereas when you get your blood pumping and flowing with the exercise, it really just does help get some of that out. And that's the best I can offer you, because I'm not an expert at this. I'm just going day by day still, and it's been 5 years. So with that said, I wish you a blessed Easter, whether you're having a happy celebration or, you know, kind of struggling like me. And take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.